of this divining work, we know is so important to be accountable for our own energy, right? We want to be able to know our energy is centered and aligned so we can do this work. So it's always beautiful maybe to start your day with meditation or whatever ritual it is for you. But then when you come to these sites or to your client's house or to your own home, you want to ground your energy. And of course, here I am in the heart of Mother Earth, mountains, water, everything around, the trees. So it's very easy for me just to send my energy down into the earth, down into the very heart of the earth, and really ground. So to have that intimate connection with her is vital to do this work, as you all know. And then next of all, I allow that earth energy to flow up through my body, all the way up to the crown of my head. And then I feel my connection to source, to my higher self, to all guidance that needs to come through. And then I allow that energy to meet at my heart center. So once you feel that your energy is aligned and balanced, of course, then you always ask, is it okay? And I invite them to cross over that I do this work here today. Thank you. So it's also nice to call in any support or guides that you'd like here with us. For me, of course, being born and raised here in Ireland, I call in my ancestors that have walked this path before me and done this work before me. So I invite them in. I invite in my animal totems, my spirit guides, ascended masters, angels, and the goddesses, especially the Celtic ones that I work with, but whoever it is that you really connect with. For sure, Bridget and Boann, who is the Irish goddess that works with the waters. So now that I've asked permission, I've grounded my energy, I've connected, I've opened sacred space, I've asked permission. Now I want to give really clear guidance on what it is that I'm looking for. So the first thing that I'm going to ask is show me the ley lines. So when we're really just learning and cultivating this practice, we want to voice this out loud really clearly, and you would say to your dowsing rods, and we'll do it also with the hangers and the pendulum, and you'll really find what tool really, really resonates with you. And then when you get really, really comfortable with it, then you start to feel it in your body. You don't even have to have any of these external tools. But for now, and possibly even for the first couple of years, getting really, really comfortable of working with your tools and allowing the relationship between you and your tool to become one. So it's just this unity consciousness working between the land, source, you, and whatever your divining tool is. So the first thing that I'm going to look for now is to show me, well, first of all, let me just ask, is there a ley line? Please cross over if there's ley lines at this site. So very clearly, thank you, you can open back up. So very clearly they're saying yes, there is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through together and get the dowsing rods to show us where the ley lines are. Okay, let's get started. So people come from all over the world to these sacred wells because the water has healing properties. Just on a practical level, the really high level of mineral content in it. I mean, you can taste it, it's amazing, and it's just so clean, comes straight off the mountain. And then this one is slightly more underground. People don't know about this one, but as you can see, where there are sacred wells, there's always what we call in Ireland, this is the hawthorn tree, and this is what they call the tree of the fairies. And you'll see shoes, little children's shoes and ties and jewelry, because people come that want healing for maybe somebody who's sick who isn't actually physically able to make it here, and they bring something of that person. So there's this constant healing vibration. But if you also ask and you get a yes, you can actually take some of the sacred water with you, and that can be used to cleanse your own energy, to cleanse the energy in your home. You can put it in baths and all sorts. So what I'm going to show you next is I'm just going to walk through and ask my dowsing rods, show me the ley line. Okay, so here we go. So I give clear instructions. Please cross over when you show me the ley line. Thank you. And then I'll just check again. Is it okay that I find the ley line? And they cross over. Perfect. Please straighten up. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to walk forward. Okay, so as you can clearly see, we've got a ley line right about there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk back again and walk forward to ask it to show me the ley line as I go back and forward, just to confirm that it's exactly the same place every time we ask. So I'm going to head back. And yes, indeed, it's crossed over here. Okay, so let's just try again. So please show me the ley line, cross over when we see the ley line. Perfect. So as you can see, on all three occasions, it showed us exactly that line of energy coming off one of the mountains over in this direction. Now, I suspect that there is other lines of energy just when we find a very potent, powerful healing site. Usually there's a couple of lines of energy. So as we know, these ley lines are very powerful for healing energies, temples. It's usually where churches are, but not ideal for living in because it's just too much energy on our nervous system and everything. But as you can see from the healing and obviously how this spreads, so let's see if we can find some other ley lines here as well. And then let's also see how far that ley line runs to the other side over by the hawthorn tree. So as we can see, whether I go on this side of the bank or this side, over 6 times it showed exactly that same line of energy, and it basically lines up one mountain to another mountain. And as we know, these ley lines connect all over the world, from the pyramids in Egypt to Stonehenge in England, Machu Picchu. They travel these ley lines, and there's cross points as they cross to these sacred sites. So let's find perhaps if there's another ley line running around the well as well. Okay, show me the ley line. Cross over when we get to the ley line. Thank you. So right here, you can see there's 2 ley lines. So we've got one back there and one here. And these are actually wild blueberries. They're out in season right now, but there doesn't seem to be any on here, but they're beautiful, very tasty. So let me walk back and just double check that energy again, okay? Please show me the ley line crossover at that point. Thank you. Right there again. Yeah, so there's a really strong ley line running through here. You can straighten that, thank you. And then I'll go a little bit up here, and then I'll just work my way back as well. So please cross over when we come to the ley line. Thank you. Right there, voila. So we've got 2 ley lines at least. I bet you if I keep going, I can find some more. All right, so straighten up again. Thank you. All right. So clearly we can see that there's a water crossing right here. There's water underground and overground because we know there's springs. But let's just ask the dowsing rods. If this was earth over here and we were looking to douse for a well for somebody, or there was a person that was sick and we're looking to see if there's water running under their house, we would ask the dowsing rods, please show me the line of water. Okay, so I'm going to head towards it. Please show me the line of water. And of course, it crosses right at the water, and then I'll step over, and as you can see, it opens right back up. And so I'm going to turn in the other direction again, and I'm going to invite them, please cross over when we find the movement of water. There we go, right there again, open up, and I'll cross back over. So clearly we can see how this works. It's a very, very clear direction that you give to your dowsing rods, and you get very clear guidance. Okay, so here's the exercise that hopefully you're practicing over the last few days or last couple of weeks. And this is to really hone in your skills and to build confidence. Wow, like, does this really work? Is this really for real, you know? So again, I would just ask my dowsing rods, and thank you for this beautiful cleansing rain. I'd ask my dowsing rods, please cross over if it's okay that I douse here today. All right, so I get a big yes, thank you very much. Okay, and so I just, as always, ground my energy And we know the more we practice this, let's just take the moment, connect, call in all my guides, and I clear my intention that I can divine and find the water and the metal here and now. Okay, so may I show me the water cross over as I come to the water line? So again, your question needs to be really clear so they can answer you really clearly. So I'm going to start walking, and you'll see that I have, stay straight, thank you. There's a little bit of wind here, so you need to take that into account as well. So you'll see as I go past the water, so show me where the water elements are. So I'm going to walk slowly, go past. Okay, as you can see already, here's one of the bottles of water with the red lid. Okay, straighten up again. And I'm not asking where the metal is at this time, just where the water is. So we're just going to keep walking straight, walking straight, walking straight. And there we go. We passed the water again. So I'm going to straighten them up, please. And I'm going to carry on walking. And then I'm going to go back to the beginning and start again. And this time, I'm going to just ask for it to show me the metal. Okay? So I've already asked for permission. I've already done everything I need to. So now I'm just going to say, please cross over when we get to where there's copper. Okay? Thank you very much. So I'm just slowly going to walk. You want to walk slow. And there we go. Perfect. Thank you. You can straighten up. Gonna walk. Perfect. Okay, wonderful. So you can see that clearly at all times there's a clear channel between you and your dowsing rod. So I'm going to do that exercise again just to show how, and I think it's really, really important that you practice every single day with this. Change your water bottles to new locations, go to new locations. First of all, just building your confidence with something that you know is there. So it's not like an energy line where it's like, how do I see an energy line? It's like, you know that water's there, right? So straighten back up. Please show me where the water is. Cross over as I go by it. So again, I'm walking, it crosses, straighten up, carry on going through, show me where all the waters are. See, and it crosses the exact same point again, and we straighten up. So I'm going to go back again just to get the copper. Okay, so here we are. Please cross over as we get to where the copper is located. And exactly at that point, you can straighten back up. Wonderful. So there you can see, and thank you dowsing rods, that there's very clear connection, point of reference, exactly where that is. So the next thing is, let's try just the basic hangers that we're looking at in part 1 of our series. And we'll also check out the pendulum, how that works. Okay, so you can also, as we talked about in part 1, you can douse with the pendulum. I personally much rather use the rods and of course feeling the energy, but the pendulum also can be really, really supportive. I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing, douse with the water and the metal and the ley lines with this. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold it completely straight and still, and basically you're going to instruct it, you know, whether it's going to move back and forth when it finds the ley line or move side to side. So again, that's important that you program your pendulum which way you want it to go. So right now, I'm going to program my pendulum. Please go from left to right when you find really big, bigger, bigger, bigger. Left to right when you find a ley line, thank you, or a line of energy, water, metal. So again, left to right, bigger, bigger, so it's really, really clear. Perfect. So there you go. So what I also love about the pendulum is you can use it as well as the dowsing rod. So for example, you might have said with the dowsing rods, show me the line of energy, you find the line of energy, but then you can ask your dowsing, well, you can ask your dowsing rods, but also your pendulum, okay, so is there one line of energy in this house? So remember, everything we're doing outside, we do inside, but I first of all want you to get really comfortable with finding it on the land, because it's going to be on the land if it's in the house. So then we want to say, you know, we can program it for clockwise for yes, right? Like mine's going clockwise now. We can stop and go counterclockwise for no. So I might ask something like, is there more than one ley line? Okay, I got a yes. Is there more than, 3 ley lines? Yes, okay. Is there underwater? is there water dragons, right? Yeah. So you could ask all these different questions. If you're feeling a little bit like, okay, what next? What do I check? And then you might actually want to check the length of the ley lines, right? Or you could even say, is there a ley line in the kitchen? You get a yes. Or it could be like, is there ley lines in the bathroom? You get a no. So that's the nice thing about also having the pendulum with you, because sometimes you can just check in with that and you might not have to check every little particle and be dowsing every little inch. So a lot of it takes practice and intuition, and the more and more that you practice, obviously, the more that you'll improve your skills with it. Okay, so what we're going to do next is just use it just like we did with the dowsing rod, with the bottle of water, and with the brass chalice, very fancy, and just you'll see how the dowsing or how the pendulum works there. Okay, so let's try that next. Okay, so it's a little windy again, so you always want to take the elements, the weather into account, right, with any of the work, and especially if you're not just doing feng shui work inside and you're actually working with the land. So sometimes it might be too windy and too rainy and you have to cancel. Living in Ireland, that's a strong possibility, right? So again, now I'm just going to program. I've already grounded, connected. I've asked for permission like we always do. And then I'm going to invite that it goes from side to side when I come to the water. Okay, so it's given me a little yes right there. Okay, so now I'm just going to actually take a couple of steps, one more step back, just so I'm far enough away from the water. And the first thing I'm going to ask is show me where the nearest body of water is. Okay, so you can see the red lid in the grass, so I'm holding still. And the thing with the pendulum is you have to walk really, really slowly, because you really don't want your hand to be moving. Okay, so there it is. See, really, really big. And then I'll just go past it, and you'll notice that it just automatically stops right away. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same. I've got the brass chalice in the ground here, so I'm going to stand, and like always, just take a second just to take a breath, just center my energy, and then again, I'm going to program it side to side when I get to the brass chalice. Okay, so here I go, walking really, keeping my hand as steady as possible. As you can see, the pendulum's really, really still. And then as soon as I get here, it starts moving from side to side. I get past, and right away, it's still again. So you can see how the pendulum works. And so what we're going to start doing is progressing to find out, like, how long are these lines of energy? Then we can ask, how detrimental are these lines of energy, right? And are they running in parts of the home that are causing problems, right? So you could even ask something like, is the reason why one of the occupants are having health problems is because of a line of energy at the house? I'm getting a big yes on that, okay? So knowing that you can ask these questions, you might say on a scale of 1 to 10, how severe is this ley line? So is it on 1 out of 10? Okay. Is it a 2? Okay, and then I'm going to skip up to 8. Is it an 8? I'm getting a no on that, right? But I mean, I think whatever kind of line of energy is running through the house, we're being hired there to remove that. And of course, we know that we can do this before anybody builds, when somebody's already built, in a business where they're having problems, at a house where there's things going on, or just somebody looking for a dowsing, water well. Okay, so next though, we're going to look at how we can just simply use the hangers for this. Okay. So just as we open sacred space and we call in guides and we set our intention, it's just as important to close the sacred space and to give thanks. So I'm just going to take a moment as I leave this beautiful, beautiful sacred site to say thank you to all that came here to support all of my guides that allow me to do this work. Thank you to this beautiful land, to the water, to the trees. Thank you to my dowsing rods. And thank you for allowing me in this sacred site. And as always, thank you for being here with me. I'm just going to invite all of you beautiful, beloved goddesses to just gently close your eyes and just bring your awareness to your heart center. And just bring your awareness to stillness and presence.
And to really support us to fully drop into this present moment, let's take 6 deep inhales together. So just inhaling, just your shoulders, lifting them up and back, opening up through your heart, and just having your spine straight and elongated. And then I'm going to invite you to take a big, deep inhale. And as you inhale, just draw the energy up from the earth. So inhaling, and just bring that energy all the way up to the crown of your head and just hold it for as long as feels good. And then whenever you're ready with a big sigh, just just let it go. So we're going to do 5 more big, present, gorgeous, deep inhales. So inhaling up from the earth, drawing that breath all the way up your spine, up to your body, all the way up to the crown of your head, and just hold your breath, hold your breath. And then whenever you're ready, inhaling, holding your breath. And then when you're ready, and just every time surrendering, just dropping even more into the present moment. Another deep inhale. And just one more deep inhale. Holding your breath. And then whenever you're ready, and just bring your awareness to your heart. And as we're still just kind of in this energy of this beautiful new moon in Virgo, right? That is really about, that element of earth and nourishment and grounding. Um, and it's really about wholeness within body, mind, and soul. And then as we're just, and then what's opposing it is Pisces. So at the same time of having that groundedness and that nourishment, we've also got the water, which just reminds us to go with the flow in that way. Right. So we've got, and then at the same time, we've got this beautiful autumn equinox energy coming in, and that's reminding us to let go, let go. So just envision yourself for a moment like the tree and just put your arms all the way out, open up through your heart. And just imagine that your arms are the branches of the tree. And just notice, oh, okay, it's coming to that time, and I can let go of a couple of these leaves right now. So just notice if you want to let a couple of leaves drop off the branches, leaves that you're like, you've served your purpose. It's time to let you go. Um, I know maybe you're just trying to keep me safe. I know that you think you're protecting me, or that served me for a while, but it's not serving me any longer. So just envision for a moment yourself just dropping some leaves off the branches of your trees. So just feel those leaves, and feel those leaves just gently floating down from the branches and then going down to the earth. And then what happens? It just turns back into the earth again. So then with that, I'm going to invite you just to send your own energy deep down to the heart of Mother Earth. So it's almost like you're diving down in a swimming pool. Just allow your energy to go under the earth, in the earth, with the earth, and just feel that beautiful connection with her. Allow yourself to really feel that energy of the water that wants to support you and allow it to guide you and really remind you to be with the flow of what we know is change. And as we go into a new moon, it's a change of a new energy. And as we go into the autumn equinox, it's the change of a season. And as we know, as we're even going into autumn, it's already moving towards winter. So we know for sure that change is happening. So just feel the water supporting you, and then feel yourself still like that tree. And when that wind comes, it's like, okay, I'll blow and let the wind just gently blow me. I'm not going to be rigid. I'm not allowed to change, because what happens is the branches break off, the trees fall over. So just imagine yourself just gently flowing in the wind and allowing yourself. So like the tree, you're grounded and connected with the earth. And at the same time, you reach up to the light, and you're not asking for permission how you grow. You just reach to the light. And you just know exactly where you're to grow because you're just divinely guided by the light. And then allowing yourself to be just supported by the earth and the crystals and the rocks that allow you to be really centered, right? And so to do this divining work, it's really, really important that you're really accountable of your own energy. So just feel that connection with the earth, that beautiful, intimate connection that you have with her. And then whenever you're ready, we're just going to draw that energy up, all the way up through our legs, all the way up through our core. Feel it moving down your arms, down your fingers, and then back up your arms and feel it moving up past your heart, up the back of your neck, your front, all the way up your face to the very crown of your head. And just relaxing your jaw, relaxing your throat, relaxing your tongue, and just feel this beautiful opening at the crown of your head and feeling your connection to your higher self, feeling your connection to source, to consciousness. And then just allow that energy to just penetrate through every single cell in your being. So just feel that moving through you and all around you like it is. And you are that. You are the earth. You are consciousness. And then just allowing that energy to bathe and meet at your heart center. And as we always do, just opening sacred space, calling in our ancestors that really are true, that are here to support us, calling in our animal totems. My totem today, the deer, came to me, literally came across my path. Calling in your ascended masters, your angels, calling in those that you like to work with, perhaps the fairy realm, calling in the goddesses. Boann is an Irish goddess that I mentioned who works with the rivers and the streams. Bridget, she works with the sun. Um, any of the beautiful goddesses that you really feel a connection with, calling them in. Calling in the gods, maybe Lu, the god of the sun, or Angus, the god of soulmates and of the rocks, and especially of Newgrange, the sacred site. So just really calling in the directions, calling in the shamans, sages, and whoever needs to show up will show up. You just open sacred space, call them in, and whoever needs to come in will come in to help you raise consciousness within yourself. And of course, then that ripples out. It's like the microcosm of the macrocosm all around the universe. And then just surrounding us all in this beautiful white light of consciousness, this soft pink light of unconditional love, and this green light of healing and connection. So take another deep inhale and exhale. And again, just bring your awareness to your heart center. And together, we're just going to go on a brief, brief journey. And I'm going to invite you to feel yourself at a doorway at the top of a hill. And it's like an archway. It's like a vortex, a gateway into another world, into another realm. So feel yourself standing in this doorway. And as you look down this hill that you're at the top of, you see it's a gentle slope ahead of you. And then at the bottom of the hill, you see a lake. And then you see on the other side of the lake, there's two trees. So I'm going to invite you to gently make your way down the hill, whether you walk, skip, run, whatever way feels good. You honor that. Go around the lake and then walk towards the two trees. And right before you go through the two trees, I'm going to invite you to look up and notice whether you see the sun or the moon. And then whenever you're ready, I'm going to invite you to go through these two trees, perhaps even notice the trees. And as you go through them, perhaps there's somebody there to meet you. Perhaps there's something for you to hear, something for you to see. And we're just going to be in silence for a moment for you to receive. We're just going to take another moment here. And then we're going to give thanks to whomever or whatever, or maybe the vastness that we experience, or whatever our experience was. And we're going to turn around and walk back through the two trees. And just before you move forward, just look up and notice, do you see the sun or the moon? And then you're about to make your way around the lake, and then all of a sudden you look down on the ground and there's a gift there for you. And notice what that gift is. Perhaps it's a Y branch for dowsing. Perhaps it's a magic wand. Perhaps it's a feather, a stone. Just notice whatever it is, and perhaps you just see a beautiful flower. And then if you feel cold, bend down and pick up whatever the gift is. Make your way around the lake. Make your way back up this gentle hill. And then see yourself at this gateway, this portal, and going back from this other world into your present world, walking through, just taking a moment to close your eyes and give thanks for this experience. And then I'm going to invite you just to bring your hands to your heart and just pause for a moment and just reflect on whatever was given to you. And then whenever you're ready, just gently opening your eyes. So thank you for being here. And Caitlin Matthews was a wonderful lady that I learned that beautiful meditation from. And as we know, the more that we connect with the land and ourselves and our higher selves, the stronger and stronger our gifts become. So I would love to open up the floor now from what you learned in your first class and what we've learned in this class, because our third series of these three series is going to be the final piece, like start to understand the energy, start finding the lines of energy, and then what happens. The third class is going to be what happens when you find that line of energy in the house and different ways that you can work with that, because it's really, really important. So I'd love to go around in a circle, and those that have attended the first one and have been practicing, what it's been like for you, or even who you met there on your journey. Penny, I'd love to maybe start with you if you're open to it.
Hi, hang on. Let me.
What did you say?
I'm no longer in my towel.
Oh,
So
bummer! I thought I was going to get to
yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to share. That journey was very interesting. Not quite sure what to, you know how sometimes you go through a journey and you're just not quite sure what to make of it. Like you're just in it. Yeah, I don't even know how to describe actually.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes it takes a while to kind of process it, and who was that and what was that message.
Yeah.
If you don't feel ready to share, please don't feel like you have to share anything.
Yeah, I'm not, I mean, I could share what it was. I could share what happened. I couldn't tell you what it meant.
Okay, well, go ahead then.
So I went through the door and down the hill, and I looked up and I was in the moonlight. I went through the two trees, and they kind of had to part for me to go through, like the leaves parted, the branches, the leaves parted for me to go through. But when I went through, it was complete darkness. Complete darkness. I didn't hear or see anything, and I just waited. And I never did hear or see anything. And so I just went, okay, I'm just going to sit in the darkness. And when I went back through again, the branches opened up for me to go back out. I was in the moonlight again. And I had the gift was a rose.
Mm.
So I picked up the rose and slowly made my way back up the hill and out the gate. So that's what happened. What that means, I don't know.
Well,
Or
that's
at this
amazing.
point.
That's amazing. And thank you for sharing. And I don't want to put anything out there because I feel like you can just meditate on the next few
Yeah,
days and go there.
right.
But it sounded like, I mean, what is the light of the new moon? It's just darkness, and it's vastness and it's mysterious and how beautiful though that it welcomed you into that. It just sounded like, oh, let us just open this doorway so beautifully, and then to find the rose, which is the highest vibration of all the flowers. That's beautiful.
Right.
So thank you for sharing that. And so have you been practicing your dowsing at all, and how was that video, and do you have any questions?
I've been practicing more with the pendulum.
Okay.
Just because I feel a little more comfortable with the pendulum. You know what? So far, things are just moving along, like you said. Easily finding the copper and the. But it was really fun to see you doing it outside. I appreciate that. I wish I had more, nature like you have closer. It would make it just more fun.
I know where you live, so you know where I would highly suggest, and I think there's a lot of lines of energy, is Mission Trails, because Penny's in San Diego, and that's quite close to Mission Trails and
That's true. Yeah.
Mountain and Cows Mountain. So there's like a few really good, and they're going to have some powerful lines of.
I love Palomar, so the next time I go to Julian, I'll make a trip up to Palomar.
Beautiful. Well, beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing, love. That was gorgeous. Thank you. So Anya, hi love, will you share next? Like anything you want to share about the dowsing or the journey or anything we'd love to hear. Are you there, Libby?
Hi Amanda, can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi.
Love.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Thank you so much for that. I suppose, to be transparent, authentic and open. As you know, Amanda, you and I are deep into this work.
Yeah.
And I have already journeyed with my guides, and what they wanted me to do was to go to the Fairy Glen here in Sligo. And I have not done that yet. So you really have reminded me that that I want to do that. Not just I want to journey there, but also to go there physically.
Oh my God, like all I can tell you is like I'm majorly tearing up and getting serious chills, and like, clearly from Anya's beautiful accent, she's from Ireland, she lives on the other side of Ireland, beautiful. And I mean, there's literally hundreds of magical sacred sites. So like I feel like they're like crying out for you, please come, please. They're like whispering. So like go now.
Yes, I know. Exactly. I'll just tell everyone a little bit about it. So if anyone has been to Sligo with Amanda before, I think you came here a few years ago. So there's a sacred mountain here on the coast in a village called Strandhill, and it is associated with goddess Maeve, who's a warrior goddess, and she reportedly is buried on top because there is a cairn on top there. And on the side of this mountain, there's kind of a natural landform. I'm not sure what Alex Stark would call it. It's kind of a gully, definitely sort of a dragon vein there, I would say.
Yeah.
But locally, everyone calls it the Fairy Glen. So, you go in there with great respect. And if you see, I just noticed here in the image that I have, it's an old one from Facebook. But that's me going into the Fairy Glen.
We can't see you right now, and I'd love to see you. I just didn't.
If you just go to the image, because I'm on my iPad and it's got very low battery, but if you just see the photo, that's me going into the Fairy Glen.
No, we can't see anything. It's just the black box. And I'm like, we'd love to see you. We'd love to see you. Something's coming up now.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so that was it. Thank you as
Mm.
always, Amanda. I loved that video. It was so helpful and so beautiful to experience your energy. So well taught. Amazing. Loved it.
Oh, thank you, love. And please, like, let us know, because I just like that land is just like, I hear like the whispers. It's like, please come on you, please come on you. And actually, I feel like that's a major, major, major reason why you're there. There you are. That's like a major, 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 major reason why you're there. And I just getting this in this second, but that's a major reason why you're there. And when you've done that work, you get to choose whether you stay or go.
Yeah, yeah. And take that guide with me.
Well, that was
That's
amazing.
very close.
Thank you. And when you went through the trees, what was the experience?
Um, I actually didn't go too deep into this journey because I felt kind of embarrassed that I hadn't gone to the Glen and sort of gone and journeyed and asked them again. Doing that. So I mostly made it a meditation.
Yeah, no, I understand that. You're like, okay, I already very clear what I got to do here, so I don't need you guys yelling at me. Well, that is so beautiful. Thank you for sharing, love, and keep us updated on that. Thank
I
you.
will. I love you.
Love you too. Christina, love, do you want to share next? Hi, Annie. And I'm just going to ask to start your video. We'd love to see you. Yay! Mwah! There she is. I love.
Dogs are barking, so I'll be quick. They just got excited when they
Aw.
heard me. Okay, so in terms, I've been doing, like Penny said, using the pendulum. I think,
Okay.
or just because for whatever reason I'm more comfortable with that. And still, which means I should probably play with the dowsing rods a little bit more. But I feel like when I'm doing it, I am either like, I'll ask the question and then I'm asking it like over in my mind, or I'll ask the question and then I'll be overthinking whether I was specific enough or whether, so if you have any tips for like really keeping your mind like in alignment with that with the question.
Yeah. And I think, first of all, just center your energy before you start anything, right? That's like obviously number one. We know that it's like trusting ourselves, right? Because that's the only reason why you keep questioning, because you're like questioning yourself, right? And so it's like, I'm called to do this work because I'm meant to do this work. That's literally what it comes down to. So like right before, like you ask that question, and it's okay if you did think it again or something. That's all right, because you're just wanting to make sure it's really clear, because it's listening all the time. And if it's just, I need to reassert this question, or it's like I'm second guessing, it's like anything, the energy is going to pick up on it. So what I would do is stay really focused on your breath, like, and then with every step, just take another inhale and exhale. So you've asked the question, and you and the pendulum, and it's not like you have to start with the dowsing rods. If the pendulum feels really good, that's perfect, so just really, if you're connected with your pendulum, work with that. But just, I think it's like trusting yourself, and that's why kind of I love that exercise, even with just the water bottles and some kind of brass, because it's like, I know where those are. Because if you're like, I'm going to find lines of energy, you could question were they really lines of energy, but clearly, even, I mean, obviously picking a sacred well, there's going to be lots of lines of healing energy there anyway. So, but you saw every time out of those 6, it was in the exact same location, so I would just keep practicing with the water. And for all of us, there's somewhere you can go, yeah, like I may have it everywhere around, but everybody has a park, a garden, or a friend's garden, or some kind of a hike you go on, or a beach, or a lake, or a farm. There's something close to everybody. And I think trying new locations, but I think the secret for you is stay with your breath.
Yeah, which is so interesting, because so to fast forward to the meditation or the journey,
Yeah.
what kind of the message was just breath. And then the tool, I have no idea what it is, some silver tool, but it was for like space clearing. So it was all about like clearing space and breath. I don't know.
Ooh, oh my gosh. And then was it like a metal piece?
Yeah, just like some metal piece. It almost looked like an antler.
Oh, it was a tuning fork by the sounds of things.
I don't know. Okay.
I mean, I have them, and I'll send you a picture of them after, because if I could pull them right now, I would. But it's kind of like in the shape of a Y, like it's like a straight, and then yeah, it's like an antler. So anyway, I'll send you a picture. It sounds like it's tuning forks. So clearly, you're meant to get some tuning forks because it's very powerful for clearing energy and your own energy and everything like that. So how amazing!
Here
Wow,
I
so
come.
cool.
Well, yeah. So thank you. The breath is perfect. I
Yeah.
can already feel that would make it a little bit less.
Mm.
Am I
That's
doing
so
this right?
beautiful. Thank you, love.
Love you.
Love you too. Mary. And this is a very special site because Mary was just here like last month, and we did ceremony at this as well. So like I felt your energy when we were there for sure. So tell us, how was it for you? Like obviously getting to reconnect with the space and then everything. So how was it for you? Did you meet anybody between the trees? Whatever you'd like to share.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still really integrating from that experience. And I think the things, I don't know if everybody knows, but I'm also building a house that I'm putting a tremendous amount of energy and work into. And, I'd like to go and douse on my property and kind of do that. But I'm just really focusing right now on just being very, very present. And I've had a lot of amazing things happen since we did this ceremony together, which I'll share with you later. But yeah, so when I went through the portal and I went through the trees and I looked up and the sun was there and the hawk was there.
Mm.
I walked in and there was a deer, and the deer was just telling me to be gentle with myself, be gentle. And then when I came out, there was the moon, but it was full and it was against the water. And I also, I picked up a white feather and a rose.
Oh,
And
amazing.
that was sort of my experience there. And
Oh,
I just felt on this journey, I was really taken back and to that sacred site. And also to your mom's land, your family land. So yeah, that was sort of my experience.
That's beautiful. Thank you. And the feather, which is a huge symbol for you, and then also just freedom and magic, and it's like angelic, and the rose, of course, unconditional love, and your hawk, your totem animal, showed up, and then how beautiful to move from the sun to the moon like that as well. And then the deer, be gentle and loving.
The deer, because there's on our new property, there's been so many deer there. Like, so on this property, female deers have been coming and birthing their babies. And so every spring we see babies there and stuff. And so, I think I need to go and do a little offering and do some love, do some drumming, or my
absolutely. The land is like, please, please. And if you think it or you feel it, the land is beckoning. You feel it in your soul and your heart. So that's so beautiful. Well, and then you can have fun dowsing there now too. Thank you for sharing, love. That's beautiful. Thank you. Antebella, would you like to go next? Oh, we can't see you, by the way, but I'm just going to do an ask to start. Oh, there you are. Oh, yeah. Hi, love. How are you?
Good.
Great to see you.
So yeah, I've been like traveling like crazy. So I haven't seen the first part. So I can't really, I haven't
exactly
been practicing. But yeah, today's video was amazing and just so much beautiful energy, and I really want to go back to it and start practicing as soon as I kind of settle down a little bit. But as I was journeying through the meditation, I did see the sun, and I had a message come up, which was around trust, and I just felt like it was just such an amazing blessing for me and exactly for what I needed right now. So so that was kind of where what I wanted to share.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it felt beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And I just see you like really getting those roots deep in and just really feeling settled. And then, you know, when you
Yeah.
feel that, because I know it's like travel, it's just, it's something that lights you up, you know, in such a huge
Right.
way, you
Right.
know, an exploration and adventure. But like to feel that settled is amazing too. And
So it was yeah, pretty intense for
yeah.
me. Yeah.
Oh, so trust. I'm just seeing that energy all around you, and thank you for sharing. And then how perfect you got to see this. So now you can watch part one and
Right.
start practicing those exercises. So it's kind of
Oh,
fun.
definitely. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, and especially your video and your teachings were just so much energy and just inspirational.
Oh, thank
So
you.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And then Natasha, hi. Hi, Natasha. I think you might need to unmute yourself. Oh, there you go. And then I'm asking to start your video because we can't see you. It'd be lovely to see you. Hi, there you are. Hi. Natasha and I were just together on, and Sinead's there as well on was it Thursday night at the Talk Up in Dublin, huh? Lovely to see you again.
Good to see you too. Good to see you and Sinead and everybody
Yeah.
else here.
So
Okay.
tell us how was that for you? And you got to see the last, be part of the last one. So have you been experimenting, playing?
I have to be honest, as I was saying to Sinead, I haven't been doing my homework at all. So, and I'm busy and I'm kind of, yeah, I feel bad about it, but Sinead has promised me that she'll kind of take me under her wing and we'll play together with it, which is
Yeah,
great.
but hang on. By the way, let's just be clear. You've been doing lots of homework. You had 3 goddesses with you on Thursday night singing your praises. You've been feng shuiing their home and like creating crazy shifts in their lives. So let's just like be really honest. You're doing amazing work. You just haven't started the dowsing. You're like, Amanda, I'm still doing the feng shui. And you're right. Like you don't have to get stuck. That will come when the time is right. So like carry on and all the beauty. But if you and Sinead want to get together, that would be really fun.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm very far from being able to do any of that kind of, things. But yeah, I'm going to give it a go anyways. So yeah.
You know, I'll just tell you all right now, Natasha's very, very, very humble. She's very intuitive and she's amazing with working with energy. Sinead, wouldn't you give me the thumbs up and agree? See, we're going to call you out, Natasha.
Okay.
So how was that journey for you? Did anything come up? Did you?
Well, I tell you, I suppose, yeah, I went on down there to the lake and all, and it was kind of quite dark, and I went through the trees, and yeah, so I encountered a lion between the 2 trees.
Wow.
Yeah, so, but he was kind of, it was a he because I know a man lion, and he was, it was just, the way when you shine a light on a lion's eyes, you could just see the lion. So he was gentle enough. He was kind of sleepy and said hi, and went back. And
Wow,
then
that's some pretty powerful energy. And by the way, Natasha, I feel uncomfortable to share this in front of about, I don't know, 100 people. She declared in front of the whole class, like, basically she was ready to bring in that male energy, nudge, nudge, wig, wig. So, hey.
Let it not be a lion anyways. Geez, I'm not fit for that now at all.
Notice if somebody comes into your path and they say their birthday's in August, like seriously, Leo, right?
Okay. Yeah, so, and then the gift that was left was kind of a carcass, then a raw meaty carcass, like of a small animal, I think some kind of a rat or a mongoose or something like that. So I didn't really feel like picking it up and taking it with me now. So that was my gift. Anyway.
But it sounds like the lion was giving.
The lion left the gift.
Wow.
Yeah, a bit of meat.
Wow, that was really powerful.
Well, yeah.
That's amazing. Well, as I said, look out for anybody that you meet now that's going to tell you he's born in August. There's going to be gifts there for sure. Thank you for sharing, Natasha. That's amazing. And of course, I'm looking forward to being with you next month anyway for the training. So
Thanks.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing. So, and don't worry, you'll get into the dowsing when time permits, because I feel like,
Oh, Amanda, I really do. I just don't know how it's going to happen for me. I really don't. It's a whole different mindset-y thing. So,
well, if
um,
I can share with everyone, Natasha like is amazing, because she took the training in the spring. In the spring, yeah, it was like when we had the snow and stuff, and Sinead as well. But like her mind just kept getting blown, like
yeah.
blown. And so you're amazing. You're just staying on track, and even though you're getting your mind blown, you're still staying. So I bow to you. I bow
Will
to
it,
you.
will it come to me, do you reckon? Like,
I
will
think it already is. I mean, first of all, you wouldn't actually even be here if it didn't resonate with you.
okay, it's a search anyway. So, hopefully it'll find me. So that's it.
Well, all that I'll say, and we'll be talking more next month, but if all those women were singing your praises about the changes in their lives since you've stepped into their home, I think you should definitely start to take the words from all the other goddesses here of trust, and that's what I'm hearing as a theme here, is like, just trust, like trust if you're being invited somewhere, or you're here, and or you're feeling a calling, you've really got to step into trust, because otherwise you're just putting up blocks, so that's just got to be, I'm just going to trust in this flow, and the magic that's come my way. Because the minute we stop, like, start, like, I'm not saying you can't question something, of course, like we're allowed to, because it's got to be mind, heart, and soul. Like, I think there has to be an alignment between those three. But like, what I'm just hearing is like, let's just commit to trust. Let's just trust what's in front of our path here, and what keeps flowing. So thank you, Natasha. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then Sinead, hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
So, hi. Hi, Natasha. I was going to say, with the pendulum, it's again trusting it and not asking it twice, or just trusting what it said is the right thing. I did practice with the water and the copper. I don't have dowsing rods, but I was doing my pendant, and it worked. But just trusting that what it does say is correct, that don't second guess it. And for the meditation, I got distracted because the doorbell rang and the dog barked, so I didn't really focus properly on that, but I'll go back and redo it again.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's recorded, so you can.
Yeah, for me, definitely, it's just belief and trust. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I love that you're practicing and just experimenting with the pendulum, and it sounds like it did every time you got to the water.
Yes, when I was standing at a particular point and I asked my pendulum to show me where the water was, so then it pointed in the direction of the water. And when I asked the question again, show me where the copper was, it pointed in the direction of the copper. But I must bring it to the park some morning when I'm bringing my dog for a walk, to see if I could ask where the water, because there is water in the park, or if there's any lines or anything in the park, just get a different experience from it.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of like a little pendulum. You can take it anywhere with you, pop it in your pocket, in your purse, like never leave home without it, basically. Like, at all times you should have a pendulum and a compass.
Yeah,
If you're
exactly.
a true diviner, you cannot leave home without those things,
Yeah. So so it's just really having belief that what you're doing is the right, and then trusting the answers.
Yes, yeah, and I think that it's not something you can force, like, I have to believe this. No, you don't. And that's why I love the simple, first of all, exercise of putting, like, you could even put like 5 bottles of water in a row, like, or place them around the park, and some metal, and then just let it go over all those spaces. So first of all, you can see the water, and you can, if it's going to tell you it's there, you're going to know, okay, this is correct. So with lines of energy, it's slightly different. That might be cool, like if you and Natasha, or if you can tag team with somebody, go together, because you could be like, okay, let's walk up and down this park a number of times, and let's ask if there's ley lines. Like, the first thing you do is there ley lines in the park? And it's either going to say yes or no, or is there a line of energy that we can find, or something. And if it says no, then that's not the right place. But if it says yes, you and Natasha could kind of walk up and down, just keep asking, and then when you do find it, then she should find it in the same place. So in some ways, it's nice to go with somebody in that way, so then you can start to build that trust together. And I don't think it's like, oh cool, I took the dowsing class and now I'm ready to start dowsing. Like, it I mean, so I'm not saying that it can't be that, but I think it's something you got to keep practicing. I mean, I'm like 20 years learning about it and practicing it, and I still want to keep, like, I just want to keep eating it up and keep practicing it, because it blows my mind working with energy in this way and how powerful it is. So I'm going to suggest anybody who hasn't seen part one, go watch that. Maybe go back and watch the video again. Purchase, if you go into the document section and the Inner Circle of Wisdom, it's, you know, where you can buy your dowsing rods. And I gave 3 really good suggestions of different books to get. So like, start enjoying those books, you know, get yourself a set of dowsing rods and just practicing everywhere you go, you know. So, and then our next webinar is going to be like, okay, so you find these lines of energy and there's one running through a bedroom. What do we do now? You know, so our next webinar is, but I don't want to like overload with information till you start become stronger. So you've got 2 more weeks now to start practicing. And if you know, want to order dowsing rods and they're going to take a while, just get 2 metal, just like this, 2 metal coat hangers, right? That's all you need. I mean, that just is fine. But as we were laughing about last time, it mightn't be the ideal thing to show up to your client's house. Okay, I'm here. Yep, ready to go. How they would feel about that. But like, you know, this is perfectly acceptable. So you could bring something like this to the park, you know, so your dowsing rods. But if you're waiting for those, you can start practicing with those. So, and I show you how to use them on part one. So any other questions, you know, before we close our sacred space and everything, while you go off to kind of practice and implement this? And no. Okay, well, let's all just close our eyes and bring our heart to our hands to our heart center, and just take a big deep inhale and exhale. And I really love to say thank you to all of our amazing guides that came in so strong with clear messages and symbols and pictures and words and just openness to guide us on our journey. And we all know what we received, and probably over the next couple of days, while you're sleeping, while you're meditating or journeying, more will come. And I'd just like to say thank you to our animal totems, all that showed up. And thank you for the gift of this unbelievable wisdom that can really, really help people, really transform people's lives, and help us to live closer to the earth and more in harmony with the earth and in higher vibration. And I would love to say thank you to all of you absolute beloveds for being here, for sharing the light, for being the magnificent light workers that you are, and for just stepping into this place of trust and presence and love and flow and magic, and being willing to travel to other worlds, and be willing to say yes. And even if you're a little scared or questioning, to still keep going down that path. So thank you to all our guides that show up. May the love and the light and the wisdom in my heart bow to the love and the light and the wisdom in all of yours. Love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Have a beautiful rest of your day, loves. little heart to take with you. Love you all. I love that. Thank you. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you. Bye.